Hey everybody, how you doing? It's John Kinal here. Our world is falling apart here somehow. How can we have the U.S. Defense Secretary slam Russia for interfering with the democratic process, eroding international order, when there's no evidence for that whatsoever? This is very wrong. He has to be minimally fired or even arrested, perhaps for treason. There's no evidence for this at all. It's the defense secretary going to send soldiers to their death, and he doesn't have any evidence for this. But what is this? This so-called allegation based upon? It's based upon Democratic National Convention internal paperwork proving that they're rigging the election. They're not going to give Bernie Sanders a fair measure. He's going to be rooked by crooks. And somehow this satanic witchcraft has got you confused and you're lost in uncertainty. Try to concentrate. You can get this. I believe in you. We shouldn't be lost here to this. We should be able to have our minds not lose our way. Right? This is an act of treason. This is the Secretary of Defense saying Russia is screwing around with the elections, and there's no evidence for it at all. Nothing. And it's the defense secretary saying, this is something he's going to send soldiers perhaps to their deaths over. Going to send a war. This is plotting to erode international order. He's alleging, but there's no evidence for it. And when Assange spoke about it maybe about a month ago or less over at RT, he goes into a lengthy explanation to show you really what's behind the scenes on these ridiculous positions. And the thing is we know that the TV won't afford that kind of intercourse with language. We're not allowed to speak. So, understandably, it intimidates, it would, of course, almost all Americans, but most especially Trump fans, right? These people can't have educated, informative discussions on anything that really matters. That's just the reality of which we suffer with. They're illiterate, dysfunctional illiterates, right? They don't know or care, where credit comes from. Like, who is it that issues that credit that we're paying the banker for? Because it's not the banker, right? We're giving them back the credit that they didn't extend, so they're getting money for nothing. And it's no wonder to figure they have all our fucking lives here. There's nothing like being a banker. Hundreds of billions, or perhaps in some cases trillions of dollars, never earned a fucking nickel. It's an act of piracy. So that's got to be fixed. That's why Obama wars Syria. That's why you sacrifice America in evil to have yourselves be pummeled further into stupidity. So you're warring for your own demise. So you never catch on to who it is in that disguise. Obama wore in democracies with Saudi Arabia and your defense secretary. Oh, the bad Russia. But they have no evidence for it whatsoever. Nothing. Is this what you're going to die yourself for? This tyranny of pure wicked evil? What is it, though? Why does he get away with this? Right? It's that TV. It's just like Donald Trump saying he was against the Iraq War, he's against invading Libya, and it's not the case at all. Right? Prior to the lead up in both of these conflicts, he's all gung-ho, wants to kill people. But he's able to say that, and his fans don't fucking care. But the TV doesn't care either to go, hey, let's get this part factual here. It's Mr. Trump saying take him at his word. Well, let's do that. But what character is he trying to play? He's trying to play me, right? The guy who is here, very well recorded over and over and over again since 9/11, more particularly, telling you of these war crimes, and if we don't call a halt to them, more innocent lives will be lost to our lack of leadership, to our lack of self-commitment to do right by ourselves in the society we were not separate from. We cheat others. In this society, we're cheating ourselves. It's a truth. the Winnipeg Free Press with the Winnipeg Police Department are mass murdering the poor in the city of Winnipeg here in Canada. They murdered my mother, and the police, while they were torturing her and beating her up, I went to the cops, you gotta help me. They never said, oh, we're never gonna show up. Right? They just kept leading me on until finally my mom is murdered outright, and I have the whole thing fucking recorded. And I want them to make the arrest. Let's start an investigation. They murdered my mother. No, they won't allow it. And it's a program being run across North America. These grunts back from Afghanistan, in my case, you know, they're into gunning down little girls between the ages of 8 and 12. They want to kill all the little girls that want to get educated. Right? These are who some of our cops are. Grunts back from Afghanistan. They have no commitment whatsoever to defend us from those responsible for the 9/11 terrorist attack. Think of these grunts involved in this situation here, right? These false accusers with their little bush bitches in the Winnipeg Face group saying I'm a pedophile. I had sex with my mother. My sister. Fuck. Look at that, right? These are grunts back from Afghanistan gunning down little girls, right? And that fuck guy, the guy who's into killing cats, right? He's at the Winnipeg Face group saying I'm a pedophile. And I want to fucking get him to sign a contract so we can have a fight to the death. The fuck's his name? It'll come to me. But go look at that. You know? They do not will people to be defended here regarding those that are committing premeditated first-degree mass murder of the poor. Do you support, wow, they're just poor people? Right, as I told you, the day they murdered my mom, there's young people getting murdered there too, fuck, and they're not necessarily poor. It could be anybody. If you say this satanic force can now just kill members of your family because you don't have much money, they can kill anybody they fucking damn well please. So what are you going to do? Are you going to speak out in the defense of what is right as fair? And defend my life like you really matter also? Or are you just going to let me be further forsaken? And not demand likewise some attention be brought to bear against these demon characters opposing our freedoms? So what's it going to be?